So the information I'm about to share with you is not mainstream. It's not sexy. It's not popular. You will not see other videos like it. I can almost guarantee you that. But it works. And if you do this business can make you anywhere from 200 to 500 to 1,000 to even 2,000 and beyond that dollars a day. And it is boring, but it works. Now we're at this weird stage of the video where it's like, who the hell is this guy? Why should I listen to him? My name is Nate Morsey. I run a drop service business. And here are some of the receipts here, just so you can see it like straight from the horse's mouth. So this is Square. This is one of two payment processors that we use. So this says 3 hours ago. It's 5:15 today on the 2nd. Brought in 380, 1,300 yesterday. And then Monday, 1,100. Sunday we're closed. Saturday, 1,900. This is our other payment processor. So we use two. And the reason being is for new businesses, we hit our payment processor limit on our first one and we had to switch. So we have 1,100 in pending currently, just in pending transactions waiting to get paid out, which is pretty cool. That's in completed jobs, right? So now the question, how does this work? Is this a scam? Or am I selling drugs? Like, what am I doing? Okay, and it's super simple. It's like Airbnb, it's like Uber, right? All you have to do a home drop servicing business model is literally take a contractor, a person who cleans windows, does pressure washing, does painting, does I'm trying to think of other niches, cleans pools, mows lawns, cleans homes, whatever they do, like someone who already exists, they already do this thing. And then you connect them with someone who is looking for this thing. And then you make money in the middle. And ideally what you want to do is get to the point where you can bring them in-house, right? You're vertically integrated, but you're not there yet. So this is very low barrier to entry in terms of how you can actually scale up and build a simple freaking business that isn't sexy but works. I have tried countless things, my guy. I have tried social media marketing. I have done, drop shipping when I was a kid, like e-commerce, all this crazy shit. And they were like, here today, gone tomorrow. This is boring. This has been around since like the Stone Age, dude. This is like, you see a guy with a Ferrari who's like 65. You ask him what he does. Like he's going to tell you like owns a, laundromats. It's boring, but it works. And I want to teach you guys how to do this because it's very simple to do, right? So to start off, I gotta shrink my head here now. So to start off, you need to pick a niche. What niche do you want to do? Do you want to do landscaping? Do you want to do a pool cleaning company? Do you want to do cleaning? Do you want to do window cleaning? Do you want to do pressure washing? Do you want to do painting? Like, it could be anything. The things you want to avoid, though, as far as niches are like the complicated stuff where you just don't want to rely on subcontractors, where it's like hard to fulfill, right? Like solar, roofs, electrician, HVAC, plumbing. Could you do it? Yeah, but you're just not there yet, and that's okay. You can always do it later, man. You can always do it later. It's too complex for this stage of the game. So once you pick your niche, and keep in mind, my guy, you do not need to be married to it. You do not need to be passionate about your niche. You don't have to be like, dude, I love window cleaning so much. Oh my gosh. No, it just has to work. And you have to like leveling up the business. That's it. Okay. Because you're not actually doing the labor, right? Secondly, you need your price book. That's how much are you going to charge for your services? Okay. And you can use like AI for this. You can literally go on ChatGPT. How much do landscaping companies charge in my area? Okay, based on this information, make a price book. And it will literally give you a price book. I don't even know how you do price book for landscaping, but you could figure it out in 30 seconds by using ChatGPT, right? Once you have a price book, you don't really need to do this that early. I just threw it in there because I think it's important. You're going to need it at some point to quote people, to sell people. And then after that, you need to pick your name, right? What are you going to name your business? You're going to call it Joe Schmo's Landscaping, Big Joe's Lawn Care. Whatever. It doesn't need to be this crazy intricate name. You can change it later if you really, really want to. You can use ChatGPT. You can also use ChatGPT to make a logo now. Now they can create logos. Or you can use Canva. This does not need to be crazy. This will probably take you way more time than it should. And I'm just letting you know that in advance. So once you have your name, you have your logo, we're starting to cook with grease. You make your LLC. Now, here's the kicker. Before you get married to your name of your business, you need to make sure that name is available for you to make an LLC. So you have to check your state. I'm not your state database, dude. You got to figure this shit out. So you got to search, state of Florida. It's called like Sunbiz here, where you can type in the LLC name and see if it's already taken. And if it's not, cool. You make your LLC. And then after that, you get business insurance. Now, keep in mind, this is when you start to add on expenses, right? So here's how I did it. You do not want to start to add expenses unless you're very close to being in a position to make money. Makes no sense to add on these expenses if you're not going to, go live for your business for 2 months. That's just dumb. That's just stupid. So you want to make sure like you're moving, you're locked in here, right? You get your business insurance. It's just liability insurance, right? For basic stuff. So you're protected, in the event something crazy did happen. After that, you get a business phone number, right? So people aren't calling you on your main phone. Like clients aren't talking to you on your personal phone. You don't have to do this, but I think it's a good idea. It's what I do. And then people are going to call that phone number for your stuff and ask for quotes, right? This is inbound, which is sweet. This is why I like the business model so much, is people are going to see your stuff online. They're going to be like, oh yeah, it's just Joe Schmo's window cleaning. Yeah, cool, Joe. I need a quote, man. I got 18 windows here. Help me out, big guy. That's what they're going to do. You're going to need a script to sell this person, right? Where you use your price book. Cool. How many windows is it? Awesome. Are they super dirty, kind of dirty, or somewhere in the middle? You use your script to sell them, right? And you can make one yourself, or once again, you can use AI to do it. It's very simple. Don't overcomplicate it. You do not need to be Jeremy Miner. You don't need to be Matt Ryder. Okay, this is basic stuff. They're inbound leads. They're pretty freaking warm, dude. And people are going to call in. So you can use Google Voice, Open Phone in terms of like number creation, right? Because I'm in Florida. I could technically have a business somewhere else if I wanted to. And I could just use, Google Voice or Open Phone to get a number in that area, right? So that's who you use for number creation for your business line. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is the hard part about a business. And picture it this way. If you were building a sports team, what would be the hardest part about building the sports team? It would probably be, and your goal was to win, it would probably be finding the talent to win the ship, right? That would probably be the hard part. And it's a similar thing with the business, is finding great talent. And this is where it gets tough, not going to lie to you, is you got to hire people. Right. So you got to go on Indeed, TaskRabbit. You got to run, Zoom or phone interviews so you can scale. Now, here's the deal. When you hire people, you got to realize, dude, these people are looking for work, right? They're hungry. They want to get paid. You need to bring these people in once you are ready to start market your business and get leads coming in so you can get them jobs. Because if you move fucking slow, I promise you right now, my guy, if you move slow, you hire people, okay? And then 3 weeks down the line, you get your first lead. I call Joe Schmo. I'm like, hey, man, I got you a job. Joe Schmo's not answering you, bro. He's got a different job. He's doing something else. So ideally, in a perfect world, you start hiring right as you're about to go live and actually get leads and jobs coming in so you can make sure they stick around and you don't have, all your contractors just dipping out on you, right? So you want to try and do that at the same time. So for hiring, just give you some basic stuff. You want to make sure they do the thing actively. Whatever your niche is, you want to make sure they do it actively. You want to ask questions to make sure they're not lying. You could have them send me photos of your lawn care equipment with with you in it, a selfie. So I know it's you and it's not AI. Whatever you want to do, some basic stuff, right? And then after this, you need to market people. You need to market your stuff. You need to market so people know you exist. And there's multiple ways to go about this. You can do Google local service ads, which can take like 2 weeks to get approved. Kind of stinks, is what it is, but Google's nice. Google works. You can use, Reddit. You can use Nextdoor. You can use Facebook groups, a Google ad campaign. You can use Angie's List. You can make an Instagram. You can cold call. There are so many ways you can go about this. But Google is a good way to go because for almost anything in the home niche, you probably use Google to find it. Like, think about it. If you're a landscaper and, I'm looking for someone to redo my lawn, I'm going to type in landscapers near me on Google and I'm going to call who comes up, right? So Google is a good place to start. So you can make a Google My Business profile, get some Google local service ads cranking so you actually your business appears when people type that in for your niche, right? And then after that, once you're running, This is where the fun begins, bro. Leads start to come in. People start to call you and you close them over the phone. Here is the nuts part about the business. This is why I freaking love it. This is why it's awesome. Is once these leads start to come and you close them on the phone, you can delegate this to someone else. You can get a virtual assistant. You can have someone else take care of your sales. So you can actually focus on working on the business, scaling and grow it, than essentially having just a glorified job. Right? Now, obviously, you're going to have to train your VA on how to do this stuff, but it's going to save you a lot of time. And then you can focus on, the high value tasks in your business. So once this lead comes in, you close them, you dispatch your contractor through your CRM, right? You can use Jobber, you can use House Call Pro, all that stuff. And then, you contact your client after the job's complete to ensure satisfaction right after completion. And the nuts part about this business is, you can scale it, right? You start to figure it out. You optimize your marketing, whatever it is, make sure your ROAS is solid, continue to increase it. You can get recurring clients, dude. Grass only grows, bro. You can keep mowing lawns. Windows get dirty, driveways get dirty, pools get dirty, homes get dirty. All this stuff, dude, you can literally stack recurring clients. And then it's like real estate, bro. You constantly have these Rolodex of people that you're doing services for. And you no longer pay the marketing expense on it because they're recurring. You already paid the marketing expense. Now that's $30, $40 profit or whatever you're paying, 30, 40, extra dollars in profit per job, depending on how much you pay per lead. It could be more than that. It could be, $80 to $100, depending on your lead costs. But this is the model. And I get you're probably going to have questions. You're going to have concerns, all that stuff. But it is very straightforward. And there are things that I am learning as well. I'm not sitting here being some fucking guru, acting like I know everything under the sun. Okay, I am learning as I go here, guy. I'm scaling, I'm being a student, and I'm trying to do everything I can to level this shit up and get to, 100K a month. That's the goal. So if you have questions, leave them down below. And as always, I wish you the best. I want you to stay focused. I want you to stay committed. And I'll see you in the next one.